Hi guys, welcome back to the shop. My name is Adam and another episode of S&S for you. Alright, so this week we got some more machine work. This piece right here next to me, I machined a new back plate for a 8-inch chuck. That's going to be for James Greene. So I've got all that on video and I will share that with you on this video here. Got that finished up finally. And I've also got 2 packages that are viewer appreciation mail, so I will pull those over here and share that with you also. This week's been pretty busy for me and I wasn't able to get another project video up to share. Just been a lot going on around here lately. As you know, this past weekend I went and visited Keith Rucker up at the Georgia Museum of Agriculture, and I had a great time up there. We got to work on that Oliver number 80 table saw and got to meet a lot of really good guys. Everybody there was great, very friendly, and we all got along and we all got to work on that machine, and we had a lot of fun. It was a nice little weekend break to get away and do something different, and really enjoyed it. And I did get a lot of video of the work there that we did at the museum, and I plan on making a couple videos for you to share that. It's I did get quite a bit, so I'm looking to probably have at least 2 videos to share just for the museum. And it's a little bit of a mix of, you know, machine work and showing some of the other guys working and things like that. So it's not going to be your typical video that you would expect to see from me, because there was so much going on and we were just trying to get the work done. So I would take the camera and just set it up and get some shots of some of the work, and I would also grab it and walk around and show some of the things that's going on. Also got a little bit of video of the train. Keith invited me for a ride on it, so I took the opportunity and jumped up on the locomotive and we rode around a little bit. And I also got some video of me driving the train, which was really cool. He at the end of the day, Saturday, he hollered at me and said, "Hey Adam, come on." They were actually getting ready to pull the train up for the end of the day, so we jumped on there, and he gave me a little throttle time on it. So I've got that video, and that's actually from I just got that package today. Keith sent me a thumb drive with that footage on it so that I could share it on my videos. So real soon here I'll be working on those videos and share it with you, and I hope you guys will enjoy that. So I'm going to go ahead and get to the viewer mail and show you what I got this week, and then we'll jump on the project and get going on that, okay? Hope you guys enjoy. Alright, so this first package comes to us from Mike Dittman, and he is from Valley Springs, California. We got this, and we got a couple tool holders, and he wrote a little short note for me, and he says, "Hey Adam, I just wanted to give you something to say thanks for your videos. They have been a gigantic help for me and my business. I machine custom muzzle brakes for rifles after I had to retire for medical reasons from the sheriff's office. I was going to machine a small hammer for you, but I don't like small, so I hope you can put this one to good use. I also had some extra items I cannot use on my machine, so I thought you might be able to. Thanks again, Mike Dittman, MD Machining, Valley Springs, California." Alright, so what he did, he gave me a couple of these old Armstrong tool bit holders, and these are the number 1, and it's a right and a left. So you got a number 1 right and left, and these are the high speed steel tool bit holders. They have the back rake built into them, and I believe that I could possibly use these over on the little Sheldon Shaper. So hopefully one day we can put these to use. So he also made this for me. He made us a hammer, and it's a piece of hex brass stock for the head there, and he even put my name in there, A-Bomb 79. He cut a little radius on one end and the other side's machined flat, and I can tell that he bead blasted it also. It's got the etched finish to it. And the stock, I'm not sure what it's from, but it is steel. Looks like it was something that he already had, because I can tell it's got a little bit of corrosion on the face here, you know, on the OD, but he cleaned it up and he painted it and he turned all this and he threaded it and put it together, and it's a nice heavy hammer there. So this will be another good one for say driving punches, you know, anything like that where you got to use a punch or a chisel or something like that. This would be a good hammer for it. So Mike, you did a great job and I really appreciate it, man. I will put it to use. I'm going to put it down here with my other hammers, and I'll pull it out and do some hammering with it, buddy. So thank you very much for the hammer, and also the Armstrong tool holders. Alright, so the next package that we got this week comes to us from James Sutter, and he is from Sheffield Village, Ohio. And he sent me some emails and asked me if he could send me something. He had a product that he wanted me to try out that he thought that I would like. And it's something that I've never used before, so something new to me, and I'm looking forward to it. So he sent me a box full of these Blaze Rapid Strip grinding wheels made by Norton, and there's a bunch of them in here, and I believe there's 8. You got 8 of the orange ones here, and then he also sent me 2 that are black, but they're also the well, this one's called Rapid Strip, and the orange one is called the Blaze Rapid Strip. So not really sure about the difference between the two. They both say extra coarse, so I'll look them up on the internet here and see what the difference is. But so if you watch Tom Lipton's video, his Monday Night Meatloaf, you'll actually see that he sent him some also, and Tom actually tried one of these things out on a piece of railroad iron, and it looked like it did a fantastic job. What they're really good for is stripping paint or rust, things like that. If you want to really clean up a piece of steel without really grinding on it and taking a bunch of metal, you can put one of these on your grinder and do some stripping and cleaning and polishing with them. So I can see where this would be a very, very good benefit to use in a metal shop, you know, machine shop, fab shop. They said you can polish your welds with them. You clean up your welds after you do some welding. You got spouter and flux and all that. You go over this with your grinder, and it cleans it up. You're not necessarily grinding. You're cleaning and polishing with them. And also, if you've got a painted surface that you want to clean up, I had actually taken a couple of these with me this past weekend up to when I went to see Keith Rucker at the museum. I put a couple in my bag, but I never ended up using my grinder because I was just doing machine work, and I was wanting to test them out, but the guys had already done all the cleaning, and they were painting and everything, so I didn't get to test them out. So pretty soon, I don't want to do it in this video because I got a lot for you. We'll give these things a test and see how they do. I want to pull out a piece of painted material and also something that's really rusty and scaly and dirty, and we'll give it a try and see what it does. So I really appreciate it. James, I'm really looking forward to this, man. I'm really looking forward to using them and trying them out. I'm sure it's going to be a product that I enjoy, and it's going to be very useful around here. So I'll give them a shot whenever I can on camera, and give them a test and see how they do. Okay. So thank you very much. I know this is an expensive item to buy, so I really appreciate it, and thank you for thinking about me here. Hey guys. All right, my next project is going to be this piece of cast iron here, and this is going to be the backing plate for Mr. James Greene for his Grizzly spindle here off of his Grizzly lathe. And if you watched my previous videos, you'll remember I made, that's the spider nut there for this side here, and this will be the chuck side. So I'm going to machine this backing plate to screw onto here, and I'm just going to leave it like a blank. And James, once he gets it and he gets his chuck, he'll do the finished machining on it. You know, get it face to length and machine the register on it, put the holes in it, that kind of stuff. So I'm just going to get it machined to size, you know, the diameter and the thickness that we need, and do the boring for the spindle here. So that's what we got to do, and I'm going to set up. We're going to use the Victor lathe, use that new 4-jaw chuck, and get busy on it. Okay, this is a piece of 9-inch cast, and first thing we're going to do is we'll get it indicator running true, and we will go ahead and face it, and we're going to turn one side here down to 8 inches, and then we'll flip it around and do all the rest of the machine work. Get it in close. Alright, I think that'll do it. I'm just going to check all my jaws, make sure they're all 4 snug. Now what I had to do was swing my compound around a little bit so that I could get the tool out here further, because this diameter right here wouldn't clear the you know, the center part of the cross slide. And also, this is how I set my tool height sometimes, so I just run it up and eyeball it with the center, and that'll put me close enough. I think I'm going to turn the OD first, and after I get that, then we'll make a face cut. Alright, here we go. I've got me a 0 set on my little mag base indicator here. And a bunch of you have asked me about my block over here. The detent in the high-low lever is messed up, so it'll kind of, whenever you're taking heavy cuts, it'll try to work itself into neutral. So you put a little block up against it like that, it won't go nowhere. Alright, let's see how this does here. Pick the feed rate up. Alright, that was a 200 thousandths cut, and it seemed to be doing pretty good. I'm not comfortable with overloading this machine with a really heavy cut. I have tripped the breaker on this thing countless times because I was trying to cut too much. So we're gonna, I might just keep it here at 200, and it's easy to keep up with. It's easy to keep up on the dial because it's a 400 thousandths revolution here. So you just take half and then come back to 0. Alright, I've made a few cuts on it, so I want to see where I'm at. I'm going to use my 8 to 9 mic here. Alright, 295 to go. Alright, this should be my last cleanup cut here to bring it to 8. Okay, 49 thousandths. Got the OD turned to size, so I'm gonna make a face cut. I just want to go ahead and check my tool height and make sure I'm on center. It looks good. Alright, there we go. So I'll just hit that face and this OD with a little bit of my gray Scotch-Brite just to kind of get the, any of the fuzz off of it. And we'll flip it around and do some more of the same. Alright, let's get her indicated. I'm going to use my lead knocker. I'm just going to give it some bumps. Make sure it's up against the jaws. Alright, we got 100 thousandths out. There we go. First thing I'll do is go ahead and turn this area down really close to that 8 inch, and we'll face it to the thickness that I want it. You can see right here, this line that you're looking at, I had to back off a little bit. I was taking 100 thousandths and I was starting to notice a little bit of chatter in the machine. This lathe is not as rigid as the Monarch. I can't take the big heavy cuts over here like I can on the Monarch, so I had to back off just a little bit. But what I'm going to do is, that was the first face cut, so since I got a good clean cut, I'm going to go ahead and drill a pilot hole through there so that I don't have to face it all the way to the center. Alright, so my bore size is going to be 1 5/8 for my threading that I need. So the closest drill that I have is actually this drill that I just got from Peter Owens, 1 17/32, and I just put a fresh grind on it. So I'm going to try it out, see how it does. Well, I'm rubbing. I got to touch it up again. Yeah, you can see there, here, and here. I don't have enough relief behind the cutting, so I got to go over there and touch it up. Alright, so I just put another grind on it. Let's try it again. That's how it goes sometimes when you're working with these big drills. You got to go over and grind it, and you come over and cut, see what it does. On the last face cut now. I'll bring it to 2 1/4 thick. I'm going to start turning it down. This is going to be our, our big hub on the back side of this thing. So I'm going to take it back 1 inch and probably down to about a 4-inch diameter. So I've got my depth set now, my length 0 set here. So we'll start doing some more cutting here. Okay, halfway home. Alright, we're getting close to our 4-inch, and I'm going to leave some metal here because I'm going to go in there with a tool and cut a radius. Alright, see if we can go ahead and blend this radius in. Oh, it didn't like that. Yeah, I've got a bad spot in the tool, so I'm going to have to touch it up and come back in there. I did a little grinding and honing on that tool. Let's see if that'll help it any. Okay, I think that looks pretty good. Just trying to do a little bit of hand scraping here to clean up that little bit of chowder. Not too bad there. We'll hit her some emery paper and try to blend it all together. Alright, we're getting ready to bore. Just using a 1-inch bar with a carbide tool bit. I'm going to bore it to tap size first, which is going to be 1 5/8. And then what we're going to do is counter bore it here to fit the register on the spindle. I'll show you that in a little bit. So let me get this hole to size. We got about, I think about 80 thousandths to come out of there. Just giving it a quick check. See about where we are. Okay, yeah, that'll work. I'll go ahead and run that tool through there, and then we'll make a final finish pass to it. So I got 21,000. Alright, so here's the end of the spindle. I've got to counter bore it to fit this register here. And this diameter is 1 13/16, or for you decimal guys, 1.812. And that's exactly what it makes. Use my mic here. I don't know how well you guys can see this on camera. That's on 812. So I'm going to shoot for like 1/1000ths over this diameter right here, because it needs to register really close whenever this is screwed on there. That's what helps center it whenever you put the chuck on. So I've already got my depth set. This is 3/8, so I've got my depth set to 7/16, so that'll give me 1/16 clearance here. Six, 7, 8, 9 thousandths. All right, here's our finished cut. See if I can get in here and see. I got the camera in my way. Use my little double boost light. I'm going to chamfer this one pretty good, because that's where the thread starts there. Okay. for the back, I'm going to stop the chuck. I'm going to run the bar on through and line it up with the edge where I want it. And then hit it. Okay, that chamfer looks good on the back side there. So, all right, well, we're ready to thread. So let me get my threading bar set up and we'll bring it back. All right, guys, I'm ready to thread. I've got everything set, just ready to start rolling here. I'll point out, I've got my compound set to the left, and I've got my depth set. We're not going to go all the way through there. I'm going to go past go in there and I added an extra 1/4 inch. This was about 1 inch, so I've got my depth in there about 1.25 inches, so to clear the end of this. And I'll point out also, I'm still using my 1-inch bar, and I used a carbide threading tool there that I honed, because my 1.25 inch carbide insert bar, I've got it down at work. I brought my big one home, and so anyway, it won't fit in there, so we're having to use this bar here. So, all right, so let's do some threading now. We'll be cutting an 8 pitch. All right, we'll start with a little scratch pass. Check it. Just dialing in 2 on the compound. And I'll probably slow it down a little just because it's easier. That dial over here is moving pretty fast. Okay, that looks right. That's 8. So we're running 180. I'm going to run it down to 120. Because what I like to do when I've got to come into a thread and I have to back out, I'm not using a thread relief. This dial, you can actually watch that needle come around and clock, and I like to back out when it comes up to 0 in 12 o'clock position. That's just a visual reference for me, and it usually works out really good. Okay, looking good so far. I'm gonna make a pass with this shot here so you can see my first pass. When I backed out, I could see that my dial moved a little bit, because I usually like to keep my handle straight and flat. So I went ahead and put my stirrup dial here, and that's another reference point that I know I can go back to. Come back to 0, and they're still hooking up good. All right, we're getting close, so I'm going to go ahead and start checking it. still pretty tight. Almost there. Just kind of creeping up on it. All right, we'll try it again. Okay, it's going. I think I'm going to need a little bit more clearance on that register there. I can tell that it's starting to get tight on it. Alright guys, I think I'm there. That last time that I just tried to fit it there, it was starting to hang up a little bit, and I had to squirt a little bit of coil in there to work it loose. And I can see that very first thread in there that it was trying to gall on me because I had it too tight. But I got it worked out, and what I did was I made a couple more spring passes in there, and I went ahead and just hit it with a little bit of emery right here really lightly, just to kind of knock the fuzz off. And I made sure that all the threads here were clean. There's nothing on them. Alright, it's going up on that register now. And it's on there. And of course you'll be able to, whenever you're spinning the chuck on there, you'll be able to kind of wrap up on it, get it tight. So, I don't like the way the spindle's looking. Give you a better shot here. You can see the spindle is moving a little bit here. So what I'm going to recommend to James is whenever he goes to fit this, he's not using this spindle here. This is actually another spindle that he acquired. So this isn't the one it's going on, but it's the same part from Grizzly for his lathe. So hopefully it'll fit it right. But what I'm going to recommend to him is before he screws this on there, to make a light face cut on the end of the spindle here to true that up. And then once you be able to screw this on here, he'll machine it to fit his chuck, so it all should be running true. But I'm happy with this. I'm happy with the way it turned out, and it's got a pretty close fit to it there. And this thing is now ready. I just want to dress it just a little bit more with some emery on this OD here, because I never did do that, and polish this radius, and this part will be ready. Well, there it is, guys. There's the finished product for the Grizzly lathe, the 8-inch chuck backing plate, and I got it all slicked up on the back side here. I didn't really polish the face here because this is the side that James is going to be doing some machining on. He will have to make a face cut and then probably machine a step on here somewhere. go ahead and fit this thing again. It's a close fit on that register there. So James, I would keep it oiled, man. There it is. And then of course we got the, you've already seen this. This is the spider nut. And this is the part that goes up here on this end. And this is another piece that James is going to finish himself. He's going to put in probably four tapped holes in here for bolts. So he is ready to go. Alright, James, I hope you enjoyed watching it, and I enjoyed making it. Thanks for all the cool tools you've given me. So I'm going to go ahead and get this thing boxed up, send it back to you.